Hey guys, so first of all, please excuse my voice. I've been sick for the past few days, so I don't sound the best, but I thought I would film a video for you. Now, I appreciate this video is not going to be for everybody, especially if you come to my channel for fandoms such as Harry Potter, etc., but this is something I'm very passionate about and I wanted to share it with you. So basically, I am obsessed with studying and online courses, and I'm the weird one that loves essays and things like that. So I wanted to talk to you guys about the online courses that I've completed. So I have successfully completed 16 courses. Well, I say successfully, some of them weren't quite successfully, which we'll find out. But I've done 16 courses and I'm currently on my 17th online course. I appreciate that's a lot. I've been doing it for about 4 years. To put it into context, I left school with decent grades, then I went to college for 2 years studying music, then I did half a year studying performing arts at college level, but I didn't enjoy it that much. Then I did 3 years studying creative music at university, and once I left university, I was doing online courses while I was at university, but I needed something to fill the gap that university left behind, so I got into online courses in a huge way, and I thought I'd make this video one, to share another one of my passions with you because I love to tell you guys what I like, and two, if you are thinking of getting into online courses, this might be a good way to start or to help you because I'm going to be telling you the websites and things like that. So these are my 3 online courses notebooks. Apart from my very first online course, I have notes for all of them in here because I love note taking, I love writing things down, and I love doing essays and exams. I'm the weird one. So we'll go through book 1s to 3 very, very quickly, and I'll just explain the courses to you. And there's a very varied mix here as well. You can also see my handwriting change drastically throughout these 3 books. But the first course I actually did was on FutureLearn, and that was called How to Write Your First Song. I don't have anything about it in these notebooks because I wasn't taking notes, I just did the course. Then I realised it might be beneficial for me to take notes afterwards. I also do have some certificates for these courses. Basically, if you don't know, online courses, you can take a lot of them for free, which I do because I'm taking them not really for the certificate, more to educate myself, but you can also pay for online courses and get certificates. So I'll let you know which ones I took for free and which ones I paid for. So, like I said, the first one I took was How to Write Your First Song on FutureLearn. I actually paid for that and I do have a certificate for that. I'm not actually sure where my certificates are. That was a very fun course on how to write your first song, funnily enough. The second online course I did was another FutureLearn course. This was a history of royal food and feasting. I chose not to pay for this one because although it was a fantastic course, at nowhere in my life am I going to need to know about royal food and cooking and things like that. So these are my notes. Like I said, I'll flick through them very quickly. A history of royal food and feasting started with the Tudors and ended with the Victorians, I believe. This course was a lot of fun to do because I actually got my mum involved, and if you are following me on Instagram, you'll know that I post a lot of the recipes that we did make from this. I think there was 4 or 5 weeks of this one, possibly even 6 weeks. I think we'll find out. I'm missing a few pages because you don't really need to see the notes. But it was really, really fun. We made something called tart out of Lent, which is a Tudor, kind of a Tudor quiche, really, and some other bits. So this one's very, very messy, but it finished after week 5. So that was 5 weeks and I really enjoyed that one. The next one was on a site called Medieval Courses, and that was the life of Anne Boleyn. If you know me, you know I'm a huge, huge, huge Tudors fan and I love Anne Boleyn. I paid for this one. I think I paid 50 to 60 pounds. I can't quite remember. I do have a certificate, and as the title suggests, it's all about Anne Boleyn, who I absolutely love. There was no need for me really to get a certificate, but I just fancied one because I do love Anne Boleyn. So that's that one, and I do say when I started the courses and when I finished them as well. The next one was another FutureLearn course, and that was called Behind the Scenes at the 21st Century Museum, and it was all about museums. Unfortunately, life got in the way, as it usually does, and I was not able to complete this course. This was a free one, so I didn't pay for it, thank God, but I wasn't able to complete it. Another benefit of paying for courses, actually, is that there is no deadline. You can keep the course as long as it's available on the site, whereas if you choose to do it for free, you do have a deadline to complete them, and unfortunately I wasn't able to complete that one, but it was good. Then another FutureLearn course is Game Design and Development, a bit-by-bit history of video game music. So if you don't know, I'm a huge video games fan and I also love music, so this was perfect for me, and it was all about the music in video games. Again, this I chose to do for free. You probably can't see the notes very well here. And that was the last course in this book. So what I tend to do at the end is rate them. So How to Write Your First Song, I actually rated a 7 out of 10. A History of Royal Food and Feasting, 10 out of 10. It was fantastic. In fact, I'm thinking of taking it again. The Life of Anne Boleyn, 8 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for the museum because I didn't finish it. And 7 out of 10 for video game music. On to the second notebook. I don't tend to use fancy notebooks either, just they have to be spiral bound for me, but that's the only thing. So here I write the courses that I already completed, and look how I spelt the word completed. I spelt it wrong, I just realised. So I write down the courses I already completed and then start new ones. So this one was again on FutureLearn, and it was an introduction to screenwriting, and I've always been interested in screenwriting, things like that. So it was about writing screenplays, developing storylines, things like that, talking about 5-finger pitch, which is something to help you with screenwriting, things like that. A very quick course because I think it was only 2 weeks. So that was that one. The second one in this book, again on FutureLearn, was Robert Burns. Basically, I was going to Edinburgh, so I wanted to educate myself before I went to the Edinburgh Writers Museum, and Robert Burns is a famous poet in Scotland, so I decided to research about Robert Burns, and that was very, very interesting because I knew nothing about him before I started the course, and I feel like I'm a little bit more educated now. Like I said, you don't need to read the notes, so we'll flick through them very, 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 very quickly. In fact, I might have to. You can tell as well that I have colour-coded quite a few. The next one is Literature and Mental Health, again on FutureLearn. As you know, I do suffer from mental health problems and I love literature, so it was a perfect course for me, and one of the people on the course was actually Stephen Fry, one of the sort of educators, which was really, really fun. Unfortunately, as fun and amazing as the course was, again, life got in the way and I did not finish it. I don't need to flick through every page, we will move. There were some gorgeous poems which I wrote down, but unfortunately, like I said, I was not able to finish it. And all of these so far I chose to do for free as well, so I couldn't finish them, or couldn't finish that one. The next one was on OpenLearn University. Now, I do prefer FutureLearn for online courses, but OpenLearn is also very good. And it's Analytical Science, Secrets of the Mary Rose. Again, the Mary Rose was one of Henry VIII's flagships, so Tudor, and I am not really huge on science, but it was actually a very, very interesting course. Again, I chose to do this one for free because it's not going to help me in real life, really. It's more just for, you know, an extracurricular activity that I enjoy doing. The next course was again back to FutureLearn, Genealogy, Researching Your Family Tree. Now, I don't have many notes about this at all because I actually have a diary, a notebook, all about genealogy, and I'm trying to expand my family tree and my family knowledge, so that's quite personal, so that's why there's not much about it in this book. I've mainly put all the genealogy stuff in a separate notebook because I'm not really going to show on YouTube either all about my family and where they come from and things like that. But that was very interesting. The next one was a Renaissance English History podcast course, Tudor and Elizabethan choral music, a beginner's primer. Again, Tudor music, what's not to love. Very, very, very short because it's only a short PDF file. Again, I got that for free. Next up, I don't know what this is, let me go back. We have another FutureLearn course, Game Design and Development, another one, this time on video game character design instead of music. Again, I'm a huge lover of video games, so I definitely had to do this one, and it was very, very interesting. We'll just skip over a little bit. I think that might be the last one in the book. It is indeed. So again, I've done my personal enjoyment scores. So I gave screenwriting 6 out of 10, Robert Burns 7 out of 10, literature and mental health 6 out of 10, Secrets of the Mary Rose 9 out of 10, genealogy 5 out of 10, Renaissance course 8 out of 10, and games design and development 9 out of 10. Finally, we're on to the last notebook, and this is the one I'm currently working on. Apologies again if this video is a bit all over the place. I appreciate it's not for everybody. Again, I've wrote down all of the courses that I've done, and then the first one I did in this book was a Coursera course. I've recently been introduced to Coursera, and it's really, really good. And it was Magic in the Middle Ages. I am a fan of real life magic. you know, whether you are or not. Again, it was about medieval kind of stuff, and it was very, very interesting. And this was the only course actually where I've had to physically do exams and essays, which was pretty cool. The next one was a Khan Academy course. This is by far the biggest online course that I've undertaken, and it is Pixar in a Box. It is all about Pixar, the animation company Pixar. I am a huge fan of Pixar, particularly the film Brave, so I thought I'd do this. Some of the topics: orientation, the art of storytelling, simulation, colour science, virtual cameras, effects, patterns, rigging. My doorbell's just gone. So we have animation, environment modelling, character modelling, crowds, sets and staging, and rendering. So basically everything that goes on to make an animated movie, that's what we learnt about, and it was amazing. So this is a huge, huge section, so I will flick through very, very quickly. This takes up most of the notebook. It was very, very interesting. I really, really enjoyed that, and it's fantastic that a big company such as Pixar would do an online course like this. It's really interesting. The next course was on Open Learn University, a very quick course. I just decided to do it because I didn't have a lot of time, so I took an hour out and I did this in about an hour. And that's about the Forth Road Bridge in Scotland and some of the problems it faces. Like I said, very eclectic tastes, and that only took, as you can see, a page and a little bit. The next course I took really for a bit of a laugh. Again, I had a spare half an hour to an hour. Again, on Open Learn University, and it is paraphrasing text. And I think it's amazing that it's a course about paraphrasing, and I was writing notes. Obviously, I have never been good at paraphrasing. I was the kind of person in university who would have to write things note for note, word for word. So I thought it was very funny how I was writing about and learning about paraphrasing text and writing in a notebook. And then this is the course I'm currently doing, so it isn't completed yet. It's on Future Learn, and it is a history of royal fashion. So it's very similar to a history of royal food and feasting, but this time it's all about fashion. So it starts with the Tudors, which I've finished, and it ends with the Windsors. I am currently on week 3 of 6 or 5. Week 3 of 5. I am on the Georgians. Week 2 was the Stuarts, which I know virtually nothing about. So it was very, very interesting to learn about the Stuarts. And like I said, I'm currently on week 3, which is the Georgians. So that's it. Again, sorry it's a long rambly video, but I just wanted to talk to you about my passion, which is online courses. So please let me know if you've ever completed an online course or started one, or if it's anything that interests you or not. I've put a lot of time and effort into these, but I just love learning more about the world around me, and yeah, I just love learning. So thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you like this kind of thing. I promise you we'll get back onto more fandom-y content soon, and I will see you all soon. Bye bye.